Welcome to today's show. We are going to go into Uranus in Sidereal Taurus today. And I'm going to be giving readings by sign. I'm also going to give a tarot card for each sign as well. So you don't want to miss today's show. Now, Uranus is going into Sidereal Taurus tomorrow. And Uranus is the planet of sudden change, innovation. He brings about a lot of rebellion. And he's moving into this very grounded, stable sign of Taurus. So this combination, it promises to really shake things up. And given the current global and national climate, it's definitely a call to action that we need to pay attention to. So I wanted to make sure that today's show really embodied a lot about what that was going to cause for all of us. Okay. So who is Uranus? Uranus is the cosmic disruptor. Okay, he is demanding a lot of individuality and freedom. So he represents sudden insights, a lot of disruptions. He's urging us to break free of the status quo. But it's kind of like a lightning moment. I liken him to Indra in the Vedic philosophy, in which whenever we have a Uranus opposition or return or something like that, it's usually a really big unexpected event that happens to us that requires us to just completely change course. Okay, so if you are about to become aspected by Uranus, you definitely want to pay attention to this as well. Okay, so this would be in your mid 40s. Okay, and then 42 and 84, around those ages. Okay, so Uranus is actually, when he goes into a sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, that's the planet that governs our relationships, our finances, our savings, and we can expect a lot of seismic shifts in these areas. Now, this occurs in the sixth house of the United States, and luckily Jupiter is there, so he can provide us with some of Guru's blessings and helping us navigate the beginning of Uranus and Taurus, which is tomorrow. So, as you guys know, the United States is on the verge of a political shift toward an autocracy under this new administration. And what Congress just released after the lunar eclipse was that 10 Democrats went ahead and voted with the Republicans to give the executive branch power in Congress. Okay, so we're seeing plans already to destabilize the United States economy, and that includes potential cuts to retirement and a significant disruption in our job markets and pensions, things like that. So this backdrop really makes Uranus in Taurus even more significant, in my opinion. So this transit is not only going to challenge your personal values, but also your sense of security. So that's why I did a very special reading for you guys today. Okay, this is about our collective financial stability, and we need to be paying attention to this transit moving forward. So the main thing about Uranus is prepare for the unexpected. And you must be proactive, because it literally says an unexpected change on the karma card. Okay, so I'm going to go into how this transit is going to impact each sign, and I will get to your questions in the audience. Before I do, I did put a link in the description, and I also pinned it on YouTube, and you can go ahead right now and type in your name, your birth date, and your place of birth, and you can find out your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, because that is what I am reading on today. Okay, so go ahead and click on that link. Now, if you're looking at it from your sun sign, the house from your sun sign, that would be how your ego is going to handle this. Okay, if you're looking at it from your moon sign, this is what you can prepare for on an emotional scale. And if you're looking at it from your ascendant, that's your practical, your body, what you need to do to support yourself physically. Okay. All right. So while you guys do that, I'm going to go ahead and go by sign Uranus in Taurus. And this transit starts tomorrow. Okay. And I will address you guys in the audience once I'm done going through the signs. Okay. All right. So Uranus for Taurus is going to take place in the first house. The first house brings that's the body, that's your ascendant. Okay, it's right there on your ascendant. If you have a Taurus moon, it's right there on your moon. If you have a Taurus sun, he's right with your sun. Okay, this is going to bring a radical shift in your self-image and your personal identity during this time. You could expect a lot of sudden changes in your appearance and your personality. your overall approach to life. So if you can embrace your individuality and be very open to new experiences, then you can navigate this transit a lot better, okay? Now, the card that I pulled for Taurus was the High Priestess, but she came up reversed. Ooh. So this suggests a block in your intuition during Uranus and Taurus. So you might have to take on new ways of reaching the guides and open up your practice to new and innovative ways of discernment. Okay, so you might feel a little disconnected from your inner wisdom. That's why I said you might want to pick up a new divination tool or practice or methodology. Be very cautious of relying on any type of superficial information during this time because the news is going to be ransacked by Rahu. Okay, and I'll go into Rahu's transit through Gemini in another show. But take time for a lot of introspection so that you can reconnect to that beautiful inner voice. Okay, and in this coming climate, it's really important that you trust your gut and be prepared to move if needed, especially if you have an ascendant here. And don't trust everything you see in the news. Okay, so that's for my beautiful Taurians. All right. Now let's move into Gemini. Gemini, this will be affecting your 12th house. Okay, and that can bring a lot of unexpected insights into your subconscious and your spiritual life. Now, I just had Uranus transit through my 12th house, and it did a lot of amazing things for me. I really got deep into my Vedic astrology practice. I spent a lot more time in the spiritual community. I developed a whole almost ashram routine for my home. And so it brought a beautiful spirituality to my life. So know that Uranus can bring unexpected changes, but therefore are good. Okay. So you may experience, dear Geminis, sudden changes in your spiritual practices or a desire for seclusion. I went through this. Be open to exploring more unconventional spiritual paths. Like I went from Western to Vedic and spent years taking classes and things like that. So those are just a few things that you can do there. So the card that I got, Gemini, for Uranus in Taurus for you, was I got the 10 of Cups, but it came up reversed. Okay, so this points to discord between your emotional and your spiritual community as well as your family. All right, so you may feel a little disillusioned or disconnected from your support system during this time, and you're not alone. So focus on finding inner peace rather than relying on that external validation, because I know that you are very gregarious, dear Geminis. Use this time to go within and try to find peace there. And know that the outside world will be very chaotic. So this is what they're really recommending for you moving forward, especially with this this more chaotic outer sphere that we're going to be dealing with. Okay. All right. Next, I have the Cancers in the audience. Okay. So Cancer, this will be happening in your 11th house. So the 11th house is going to bring sudden changes to your friendships, your social circles, your tribe. These are the people you pick as family. Okay. This is also the house of profits and gains. So you're going to want to pay attention to the money, okay, dear Cancers, and your home, because Cancer rules the home, and we can expect some issues around the real estate market as well, with Ketu finishing with this last eclipse on the 29th of March. So expect the unexpected when it comes to shifts in your network, and try to connect with more innovative groups to help you kind of think outside of the box when it comes to this 11th house energy. And for you, I picked the Princess of Pentacles. All right, so this indicates that this will be a time of practical growth for you, okay, dear Cancers. It's going to bring new opportunities to your social circles as well. So be open to new ideas, new connections, and those can bring a lot of beautiful and tangible benefits for you moving forward. Okay, Cancers. So just be very aware of who you're networking with and build strong relationships that you can trust to help you through this chaotic time. All right. Okay. Now, the next beautiful sign I have is Leo, our kings. Okay. So the impact of this transit is going to affect your 10th house of career, responsibility, getting things done, how you shine in the world. Okay. So this is your public image, and Leos are all about their public image. So This can bring sudden changes to your professional life, which we're already seeing in a lot of markets, and possibly maybe introduce some new innovative projects that you could take on. So this is kind of a desire to break free from those traditional career paths and maybe enter something new and exciting. Okay, because remember, Uranus is shaking things up. He's shaking up that status quo so that you can break free and try something new, something you've never done before. It's a little scary at first, but you got this. Okay, so the card I picked for you, you're going to love this, Leo. It's like I got the King of Pentacles, which is a beautiful card. So this signifies a lot of stability and success in your career, but you're going to be entering a period of mastery where a lot of hard work will pay off, especially if you try to do something new, innovative outside of your wheelhouse. Okay. You can embrace a lot of leadership roles during this time, which I know you love, and you can focus on building a really solid foundation during this time. Okay, so be prepared for some career changes coming your way and be open to those new opportunities because they will bring you good luck. All right, so don't rely on old systems of income or old ways of being and doing things. Like don't try to find jobs or do things that you're used to and you'll be successful. Okay, so the next lovely sign is Virgo. And Virgo, this will be affecting your ninth house, okay? So Uranus in your ninth house will bring a lot of unexpected shifts to your higher education, your philosophy, and this house also rules foreign travel. So you may experience a lot of sudden changes in your beliefs or your desire to explore the world, okay? I know Virgos, you like a lot of stability, but Ketu is moving through Virgo right now. That's the South Node. And he's going, get out of bureaucracy and go do something new. And you're like, but I like structure. I like change. I like my neat, organized environment. And they're saying, no, Virgo, get out in the world. So Uranus is really putting you up to the test, dear Virgo. You can also explore a lot of unconventional philosophies during this time. Okay, so that's a good thing there. So I pulled a beautiful card for you moving into this energy. I pulled the Lovers. These new experiences might strengthen the relationship that you have now or bring you a new exciting relationship. Okay, so this is going to change your beliefs, your partnerships, how you see your partner in your life, and what you're looking for as far as that beautiful mirror that you can have with you daily. So just be open to exploring new philosophies and be mindful of those connections that you form during this time because they can bring a lot of innovative change. And be ready to learn a lot of new skills as well because that ninth house is higher education. It's also foreign travel and foreign philosophy, so you might jump into something new. And don't rely on old ways of thinking and you will fly through this with ease, okay? All right. So the next beautiful sign is Libras. Libras, oh, you've got it coming for you a little bit, okay? It's going to happen in your eighth house. Eighth house is transformation. You can see there's a phoenix in this card, okay? That brings sudden transformations, unexpected insights, especially when it comes to shared resources and inheritances. So this is also, eighth house also rules your intimate relationships. It's the house of sexuality as well. So you could expect sudden changes in these areas and just be aware that this is going to be a time of deep personal and transformational growth for you. Okay, so the card I pulled for you, dear Libras, is I pulled the Chariot. Now, the Chariot is, it's telling you to have a lot of strong will and determination as you take this new path and you go through this very transformative time. Okay, Libra? You have the power to overcome these challenges and to achieve your goals. You just got to stay on the cart, all right? You do have, you're really going to have to focus on maintaining your balance during this time because they're showing me it can be rickety at times. And just try to keep your direction while managing all of the transformations that are coming your way. So keep a cool head, all right? Don't let fear take over because transformation can feed fear. And you will be able to overcome any obstacle in your path. Okay, so beware of those road bumps, especially on your Chariot, but know that these major transformations are for your highest good and growth. Okay, the eighth house is also the house of chronic illness. So if there is a disease or something like that that runs in the family, just make sure that you're going to your physician and getting your normal checkups and things like that. Okay, all right. So let's move on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, this is going to be in your seventh house. This is marriage, relationships, partnerships. Okay, so you can expect a lot of sudden changes in your relationships, possibly even leaning toward more unconventional partnerships or a desire for more freedom within your current relationship. Okay, so the card I pulled for you, dear Scorpios, is the Queen of Swords. Ooh, I love this queen, and she she's amazing in the Hermetic Tarot. Okay, so this indicates a need for clearer communication, especially regarding your relationship space. Uh, Intellectual honesty in your relationships is going to be very important right now. So seeking out counseling, maybe getting that third perspective, and try to be assertive with each other and compassionate. Okay, so you'll want to be able to not be aggressive, be assertive, and just try to see that other person as a mere reference for you to improve yourself moving forward. Okay, dear Scorpio. All right. So the next wonderful sign is Sagittarius. And this occurs in your sixth house of service, karma yoga, daily routines, uh, and health. Okay. So this can bring sudden changes to your daily routines, your health, your work environments. Okay. This also rules servants and hidden enemies. So you can expect a lot of shifts here. So if you take really innovative approaches to health and work and also discerning who's friend and foe, you'll be able to navigate this transit a little more carefully. So what does that tell me? I pulled the Nine of Wands for you. You're going to be discerning in these areas. They're going to teach you how to set up those beautiful boundaries. Okay. So this suggests a need for resilience and perseverance as you go through Uranus and Taurus, and you may face some of the challenges, but you do have the strength to overcome them, especially if you set boundaries. Okay, this is my Wounded Warrior card. You might get a few people testing those boundaries and causing some problems, but just learn from those and put up another one that's appropriate. Okay, be assertive when you do this. And stay vigilant, protect those boundaries, and keep your health a priority during this time as well. Okay, Sagittarius, and be ready to change up your daily routines. A lot of shakeup in that area. Okay, now, Capricorn, you are next. Let's go to Capricorn. Okay, I'm not seeing Capricorn. All right. So Capricorn, this is going to be in your fifth house. Okay, so this is going to affect your children, your creativity. This also is gambling, stock markets, things like that. So you can expect a lot of sudden changes in these areas and possibly involving more creative projects that are coming your way that make you think outside the box. And you might be making some unconventional investments, like investing in other countries and things like that. Okay, so the card I got for you, dear Capricorns, is I got the Knight of Swords, but he came up reversed. Okay, this warns against taking any impulsive actions during Uranus and Taurus. Don't make any reckless decisions during this time. Really take time to think things through. And I know that you are very practical Capricorns, but if you see the stock market going crazy or your children are acting a little weird, don't just jump to conclusions. Take a step back before you take action, or especially swift action, or you say something you might regret later. Okay. So take time to think before acting. That's the main thing for you, Capricorn. And don't make any rash decisions with your money right now. Be very careful with all of your investments and think very practically about them, which I know you already have in spades. But know that Uranus is going to be he's going to be putting some lightning in these areas. So you can't really rely on the status quo or all of your knowledge in this area because it's going to be changing. Okay, dear Capricorn. All right. So let's now go on to Aquarius. Aquarius, Uranus and Taurus is going to affect your fourth house, okay? That brings unexpected shifts to home, family, and your emotional foundations. These are the things that make us feel secure. I like to think of the fourth house as kind of like a warm blanket, a mug of tea next to your puppy, and like your favorite baked good while you knit. Okay, that's kind of my energy around the fourth house, all right? So you can expect a lot of sudden changes to your living situation, a desire to break free from those traditional family patterns. So this would be like taking the blanket off, maybe putting on a new outfit, getting on that plane and trying something new. Okay, it's going to kind of take you out of your comfort zone. So what do I have for this? I got the 3 of Cups. Do it with friends. It's way more fun if you bring a couple of friends with you and you can turn these transformations into a celebration. Okay, these are all about finding those social connections while your home life might be shaken up. All right, so and you can embrace a lot of joy, a lot of harmony, and you can focus on building strong family bonds with those who go through this shift with you. Okay, so make sure that you, wherever you move, that you can create a sense of peace there, because I know that when this 4th house gets shaken up, it's important to try to stabilize your environment as much as possible and spend time with loved ones, even if you just need to Zoom or something like that. It's a good time to stay in touch with those areas, okay? This is also the house of mother, so you're going to want to watch your mother's health during this time, okay, Aquarians? All right. So the next sign is Pisces. And Pisces, this is going to affect your 3rd house. The 3rd house is all about communications, siblings, and taking short trips. So you can expect some, and it's also neighbors. So you can expect some changes in these areas, possibly involving more innovative communication on your part, methods, or unexpected travel could also crop up as well, okay? So the energy that I got for you was the 4 of Pentacles, but it came up reversed, okay? So what does this tell me? This tells me that you need to release some control when it comes to communications, when it comes to travel plans, and just be more open. Try to see it as more of an adventure than something that needs to be set in stone, okay? And try to avoid being overly rigid or possessive during this time as well. And be ready for those last minute changes when it comes to travel, because those areas can be disrupted, and be open to new forms of communication and getting yourself known. All right. So that is the main energy around that. And last but certainly not least, we have the amazing Aries. And this affects your 2nd house of savings, food, and speech. So this is your finances. These are your possessions. These are your values. Okay. So you can expect a lot of changes in your financial situation, and you're going to have to redefine your values during Uranus and Taurus. So the card I picked for you was, I got the Knight of Swords, but it came up upright. This is the card of taking decisive action. You've got this in spades, Aries. You're brave. The only thing you fear is fear itself. So, but they really want you to focus on intellectual pursuits here. So be bold in your financial decisions and embrace new opportunities to improve that savings account, and look for money in unique, different areas, things you haven't considered before. All right. And if you take action to improve your financial situation during this time, you will be ready to change your values as well. So that is, by sign, what's coming for Uranus in Taurus. So know that Uranus, he's going to bring a lot of unexpected change, but it also brings liberation. It gets us out of that status quo. This time is a time for you to break free from those limiting behavior patterns and embrace your unique potential. Try something new, okay? In this climate in America, I consider this to be a call for action, okay? So we have to be historically aware as astrologers of these things that come, because what this tells us is these are the areas that we can expect on an individual and a collective area to really get shaken up. And we're already seeing that in our cycles. So I'm really encouraging you guys to use discernment to navigate these changes and really make informed decisions about your finances, about your relationships, about your lifestyles. Because Uranus and Taurus is going to shake all of those things up, because that's ruled by beautiful Venus. Okay, so be open to those unexpected opportunities, but be prepared to adapt to some really rapid changes that are coming our way in this department. So know that this period is going to be very exciting, albeit chaotic, but if you embrace innovation and you bring new possibilities forward and you stay informed, you can harness this energy to create a more authentic and fulfilling life for you, for your loved ones, for everyone in your environment. Okay, so we have a lot of potential. Well, we have instability coming. Okay, so Remember, your resilience and your ability to adapt are going to be your greatest assets during this time. So, if you guys like that, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot of these by sign over the next few weeks. And I'd love to know in the comments what types of steps that you are taking to prepare for these changes that are coming. Because if we can build this community together, we can stay informed, we can stay empowered, and we can all help each other. Okay? So I hope you guys found that helpful. That was the main energy that I wanted to go over today. So I'm going to go ahead and say hello to some people in the audience, and then I'm going to talk about the what the moon is in today and what we can do with that. And of course, as you guys know, I'm wearing red for Mars Day. That is ruled by Mars, Skanda, and Bhumi. So these are the main energies there. Oh, and I'm going to give you guys a really good mantra for this energy too. Now, Indra, he is the wielder of lightning. I think he represents Uranus in the Vedic tradition because he strikes lightning into our lives. And I'm going to give you guys a really good mantra that you can carry with you as you go through a lot of these transitions, okay? Om Sahasranetraya Vidmahe Vajrahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Indra Prachodayata. And Indra's counterpart, Indrani. Om Gajavajaya Vidmahe Vajrahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Indrani Prachodayata. And that is Indra and Indrani. They are the king and queen of the gods and the wielders of lightning. And so when you feel those lightning strikes coming in your life, those are some beautiful mantras that you can do to ground yourself despite the changes that you see coming your way. Okay, I hope you guys found that helpful. A little bit about the moon before we sign off. The moon is in Vishaka. This is the star of purpose. So all of the readings that I gave you guys today, watch the replay, take some notes, and think about how you can repurpose some of these areas in your life, because that's what Uranus is going to shake up and cause us to really think outside of the box in. He's calling for innovation, okay? You want to look at the house that he's in and the house right across from him. So for instance, I have Uranus in my 7th house of marriage. That reflects my 1st house of self. So I can expect a lot of things in that area to get shaken up, and they already are happening, as you guys know. Jonathan and I are, his Uranus is in his 1st house and it aspects his 7th. I just realized that. So we're going to be going through the same shift together. So this will be very interesting for both of us. But yeah, if you look at those things, the 7th house will tell you how you can help your relationships and the people that are close to you. And the 1st house is how you can expect shakeups to happen in your personal life as well. But as you move into this purpose, try to make an action plan and be very flexible with it, because things are there's a lot of moving parts with Uranus, okay? He's going to really require us to innovate. And this is all about ambition. It's keeping a strong will. It's having courage. It's also egocentric, but it's also an extremely intelligent nakshatra today. So the moon in Vishaka is really asking you to step beyond the status quo and into something new and beautiful. And but these changes can be a little scary, okay? But if you come at them with a spirit of adventure, they're not as scary. I'm going to give you guys a really good story. Jonathan actually shared this with me, and I thought it was just the perfect description of Uranus. So he was on one of these like little tiny air in a can planes, like only holds a few people. And they hit really bad turbulence. And the pilot was thinking we might crash. And so Jonathan is like white knuckling it, going, okay, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. But there were a team of Marines on the plane that were so excited. They were like, oh my gosh, are we going to get the parachute? Oh my gosh. And they were like, the more turbulence that happened, the more excited these Marines got. They were like, oh, this is great. This is great. We might get the jump. We might get the jump. They were excited to jump out of the plane. So in times of turbulence, in times of crazy, just be like an incoming bogey. That's what I call these guys, these personalities. Try to see the fun in it. See it as like an adventure. Like, oh, this is exciting. This is new. This will really give me a chance to kind of like jump into something exciting and unknown that's going to really kind of change my entire perspective on life, and it's going to be exhilarating at the same time. Okay, so if you take on this coming energy with that attitude, you'll be able to navigate it with a lot more grace and ease. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, you guys. Know that you're all in my hearts, and that I I wish you the best as we go through Uranus and Taurus. I'm going to be doing these transits for the next week, and it's going to be various transits throughout the week. You can go ahead and look at the live videos that I've already posted to get an idea of what's coming. But please like, share, and subscribe for more astrological insights. Like I said, I'm going to be bringing more personal dynamics in my readings. And leave a comment below if you're experiencing some of these things, or if you have a question or an idea for a show, because I do take your comments very seriously. So I also want to know what kind of steps you're taking as you navigate these changes as well throughout. I think that's why I have these lives, so we can all share. So let's just build a community. We can stay informed and we can stay empowered. Okay, so I'm sending you all love and light and Om Shanti, Om peace, Om love. Take care, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.
Sacred knowledge from the stars. Vedic truth heals ancient scars. Mantras clear the karmic way, bringing light to guide each day. Let the planets show their signs as the cards and stars combine. Ancient wisdom flows through time.